Hello, this is Rayhan, and welcome to my first episode of Kerbal Space Programme. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create an orbit around Kerbin. So let's begin. Okay, so today we will be making a simple rocket. Therefore, we'll start with a MK1 command port. Now, many people don't know this, but if you want to zoom in or zoom out, you gotta hold the shift key and scroll. Okay, so this rocket will be having two major parts. We're gonna put that and this one here. First part done. Now you'll put a stack decoupler. Now a stack decoupler is the one that actually separates two parts of a rocket, and that's what we're doing. Now we will put that. No, maybe one more. Yeah, that's fine. And a Reliant fuel engine. Okay, now we will put a radial decoupler. And we will change the symmetry to 4 by clicking the X. There we go. So in this actually you can put a 4 or a 3. 2 maybe not, 4 or 3 should be good. Now we put a solid fuel booster. Now as you can even see, the mass is 14 tons. That's really light for a rocket, so we'll put, we don't want any elaborate booster. No, maybe not that. Maybe this. Yeah, this should be good. Okay, now we come to strutting. Now we need to put one on both sides of the rocket. So always remember that, as we don't want it tilting to one side. So there we go. There we go. And looks like we're ready. No, but staging. Keep forgetting that. That goes perfect. Now we will take a launch stability enhancer, and boom. Our rocket is, oh wait, sorry. A very important move is, if we launch this right now, what will happen is, the top will wobble like crazy. We don't want that. So, we take a strut. Okay, why is it not coming? Oh, there we go. And just gonna, I should have done from that one. Wait. I'm gonna put it straight up right there. Yep. This will be good. And to name our craft, I will name it Solar Orbiter. Interesting name. Now, the only way of maneuvering this craft is by using winglets. So we're going to put them right there. So when we're high up, that's what we need to do. And I recommend putting it in angle snap, as it's much easier to put it as there's a fixed position. So just for a little more push, I'm just going to make it much higher. There we go. Should be ready. We are ready. Save and launch. So we are at the launch pad right now, ready to launch. Now let me just go through some basic stuff. So this orange line here is the 90-degree line, which we will not be using today. Today we're going to be creating an equatorial orbit, which is 0 degrees straight through, right, just like that. So we will need to gravity turn in this direction. Now a gravity turn is reducing the effects of gravity while we are creating an orbit or anything. So if we go straight up, the drag experienced by this rocket will be massive, and the fuel will run out much faster, which we really do not need at this point. So today we're going to be using the orbital mode, which I call it. There are 3 modes. Number 1 is a mod, which is MechJeb, to create a successful orbit. Number 2 is manually clicking the D key, everything by yourself. And number 3, which we're going to be using, is switching to orbital mode. And when we see the prograde vector will be somewhere over here, and click prograde and it'll move by itself, which is really helpful. Instead of just, because if we even click D a little bit more, or a little less, it'll completely rotate, or some nonsense like that will happen, which we don't need right now. Okay, so click the T key, click the Z key, and boom. Now, as you can see, all that fire, that's all from the solid fuel, as it burns a different element than the liquid fuel. And as also you can see, solid fuel is running out much faster than liquid fuel. Now, also it depends on the amount of fuel it has, but also, as I again said, it burns a different element. Therefore, and the solid fuel runs much faster than the liquid fuel. So we're going to reach about 300 meters per second, and then we're going to switch to the orbital mode. Right there. Orbital mode, now as you can see, the orbital mode is a little higher. That's why we didn't start with it from the beginning, as it's not accurate with respect to the surface. So now as you can see, it's moving by itself, which is supposed to be moving. Come on, move, move. Move, you rocket, move! Okay, so I think it's going to be easier without the solid fuel boosters to maneuver. Now, as you can see, the G-force experience is much, but when the solid fuel runs out, we'll know how. When it goes right down, just like that. We saw it. See? And we press, decouple, and there we go. Moves so nicely. And soon the G-force will start to increase again, but not now. It will. Let's click the D key a little bit. Come on, move! Man, why is this moving? So we're gonna wait till the apoapsis reaches about 55,000 meters, and then we will manually press the D key, hold down the D key, rather, and wait till we reach the horizon. 8, 9, 50. Turn to the stability assist, as we don't want to go on the prograde vector anymore, and we just, there we go, look at us move. And almost there. Oh god, no, don't move back. Please, rocket, stay with me. Stay with me. There we go. So we're going to be creating a 100,000 meter apoapsis, so we're going to wait till it reaches. The G-force is going back down. So now we first cut the throttle, very important. Decouple, press, and now do full. Why? Because if we didn't do that and it was always on full, then this would actually explode out. Maybe it wouldn't destroy any structural stuff, but it could have. No point taking a chance. Boom! 100,000 meters. Okay, successful. The apoapsis and maneuver. Now, there are many things that you can do with these maneuver nodes. Prograde is making it bigger. Retrograde is making it smaller. It actually depends on how your orbit is. Like sometimes retrograde can even make it bigger. So it depends. Now we're not going to be using the normal and anti-normal. This is normal, anti-normal. Why? Because these two change the inclination of the orbit, which we don't need right now. We're already in a 0-degree orbit, so we won't need to change our inclination. Now this, just look at, wait, I'm just going to first make a simple orbit around. Okay. Now look at the orange line, okay? So this will pull it, and that will push it. So that's radial and anti-radial. So it's actually put out really easily to understand, like everything's in the direction. So it's nothing too complex. But always remember that we need, so right now we can use prograde, retrograde, radial, anti-radial, but not normal, anti-normal. Because we don't need those right now. Okay, now there should be an approximate difference between the periapsis and apoapsis of about 5,000 meters, nothing too much. Now that's 9,100. We can make a little more. 106. 100, yeah, that's okay. Okay, so now we will switch to the maneuver. Now, if you do see, this will move really quickly. Look at that, it's so small. It's really small. I don't believe how Jeb actually sits in that. Look at him, he's like smirking like, yeah, I do this every day. This is nothing too complex for me. He's like, yeah, okay. So we have 1 minute 34 seconds. Now we're not going to be warping to 10, no T-minus 0 seconds. Why? Because we don't want to get at 0. We want to get, we have a 27-second burn, so approximately we'll start at about 7 seconds. Well, any random number close to 0, not too much, not too less. Okay, that was too less. Now, what this means is we need to achieve a total of that plus this velocity to get the required orbit, which is the orange line. That's what we're doing right now. Now, when we reach a little lesser, when this becomes much lesser, we will need to control the throttle and not keep it at 100. So to make it lesser, you just hold control. To make it more, you hold shift. So we will obviously be needing control right now. So when this gets green, it means that, okay, we are in an approximate orbit, we don't need 0. Reducing, 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 almost reduced, and cut. Okay, this camera is weird. There we go. Okay, so we are in a successful orbit around Kerbin. Woohoo! Man, this is amazing. Okay, so let me show you something quite cool. Boom. Look at that. Moving around. That's the moon, by the way, which we will be getting to in my next episode. Slower. He's so happy. It's funny seeing these Kerbals, actually. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hope you liked it. Please comment. And always remember the most important tip while flying a rocket: never crash.